Wow. The clock is just going by too fast, Robin. 3 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Thursday morning, right? It's Thursday. Matt Blashaw is on the phone. He's the host of HGTV's Professional Grade. He's the host of the DIY Network's Yard Crashers, Money Hunters, Deconstruction, and a licensed contractor. I think you all know that already. And he's the guy everybody calls to fix stuff.
Yes.
Come over to my house. Hey, my faucet is leaking. He's going to tell us the results of a new homeowner survey that gives us the highs and lows of do-it-yourself projects. I think this is from CoinStar, where I get my change turned into receipts, right?
Oh, yeah, me too.
Like that. Me too. Good morning, Matt. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm doing well.
Where are you right now?
I'm in Orange County, California.
Oh.
A little south of Laguna Beach. Yeah.
Thank you for getting up early. Did those fires earlier when were those fires? Not too long ago. Did they affect you?
Oh. No, they were up north. They were north of L.A. It's so funny because I had family from around the country because the news just kind of blew them up. Like, are you okay? Like, yeah, I'm good. We're by the ocean, and so nothing affected here.
Yeah, I have a brother who lives in Canyon Country. Do you know where that is?
Is that L.A. County?
That's the name of the town. It's called Canyon Country. Yeah, I think it's L.A. I'm not really sure. It's near L.A. I know that. I don't know if it's in the county or not.
I just married a girl from Kansas City. I brought her out here for the first time, and she still cannot get over how big Southern California is. She cannot get everything straight. I mean, it's just so expansive. There's just so many cities. It's crazy.
Do you know, I've lived there and I've lived here, and the humidity difference is a no-brainer. But as a handyman, is that an issue? Because your air conditioners there work differently than ours here, right? It's something with the humidity.
No, well, yeah, we use just regular, Freon, and I think just like yours, if you get into the dryer, you can use, a different kind of system that's not necessarily a Freon, and you need a heat pump. So it's, a little bit different out here, but I live right next to the ocean. I mean, I'm 3 blocks from the ocean, so I don't even have air conditioner in my place. So it's pretty good, I got to say, but we do pay a price for it, I got to say.
So when it comes to the survey, the one thing I wonder about, and I don't know if you're old enough to talk about this, but in today's world, when you have a do-it-yourself project, you go online and you look at a video. When I was a kid, you had to ask somebody, and usually the old guy from the corner, he'd come down, let me show you how to do that. And you'd find a handyman who's been around a while, right?
Yeah, well, for me, I used to go down to the home improvement store as a kid because, I'm 42. So we didn't quite have the internet, as much as we do, nowadays. But I used to go look at the books. Home Depot had a book like 1, 2, 3. But that's how I kind of learned. Then you learn from, kind of just testing and adjusting. But the CoinStar survey, they said the most popular learning methods now are YouTube, which is vastly known, and then search engines. And there's some really good. I've been watching them. I go and watch them sometimes as a contractor just to try to see what these guys are doing. There's some skilled guys that are showing you how to do stuff. I know.
The problem is they make it look so easy, and then when you do it yourself, it's like, wait a minute, let me watch that again. What did I do differently?
We always skip a step. And I go to home shows all the time, and people around the country, they'll stop me and they say, "You make it look so easy. How is that possible?" And I said, "Well, the editors just cut out the mistakes."
Cut out the mistakes.
If you had an editor, it'd probably do the same thing. So, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Make sure that you go in. The one thing you can't do is you don't want to make a mistake with your budget. All right, stay on budget, but you can make mistakes and with the projects, and then still kind of rebound.
But that's the big thing. If you make a mistake, then the budget is blown because now you have to buy something else, right? If you don't, if you don't get the right stuff, right, the right materials or whatever.
Well, not only that. So if you don't stick on budget, guess what? Your project stops, and then you're just sitting there looking at a half-done project. So really, my tip for you guys is create a budget. when you start your project. And I mean, just like a contractor would, outline, line by line, how much it's going to cost, maybe give yourself a little bit more. I mean, people spend about $500 or more on home improvement projects this year, and they'll probably use like some cash on hand. And this is a project that you guys can do is that coin jar in your house is an untapped home improvement project right there. You can take it down to the CoinStar kiosk. You can get cash, or even better, so there's a no-fee e-gift card, and you can get it at Home Depot, Lowe's, Amazon.com, and that will supplement, if not pay for, all of your home improvement project. Great way.
According to the survey, there is also a part about the clash of the personalities, the disagreements between the people that are doing the renovations, like the husband and wife.
Yeah, I wish that I could show you behind-the-scenes footage of some of these shows and what happens.
Oh, really?
The arguments that people get into. Oh, my gosh. I mean, I've had some where I've almost had to, separate. I've become a marriage counselor on many of these shows, trying to bring people back together. And it's really because, they take on too much. They don't plan in advance. They don't give each other a role. They're both trying to do the same thing, so they're both running into each other. And then, the biggest thing, there's going to be mistakes, and people are going to mess up. That's just part of the process. Make sure you're budgeting a little bit of extra time so no one's getting pushed and forced into a time crunch, and that's just going to help you recover a lot better.
So last Thanksgiving, I took my first Amtrak ride from Florida to New York, and Robin and I planned it all year. And I have an empty jar from Instant Iced Tea that I was putting change into all year. And when when it was time to go on our trip, I took that jar and dumped it in one of those CoinStar things you're talking about. And he got $150 about. Yeah, it was good because
Oh man!
Just $150 doesn't sound like much, but it's nice to have an extra $150.
I do this. I dump it out 3 times, and I have a big jar, and I dump it out 3 times, and it gets me excited when I'm almost to the top of that jar, and I know how much it is. I mean, it's over it's like $220 once I get to the top. And it's exciting when you go down there and dump that in. And when you don't have to pay the fee with the e-gift card, you can just use that directly to buy something that you've always wanted. So great potential in there. I mean, that's your project right there.
I didn't know about the e-gift
coin jar or an iced tea jar.
Yeah, I didn't know about the e-gift card. What is that? I mean, what is it? Just like it sends you an email or something?
Basically, you just get a card. You get actual credit
for
these. You can choose Home Depot, Lowe's, Amazon. There's a lot of different companies that you can use this, and you don't have to pay the fee like you would with cash. You can use all of it at those places. So it's great. There's no reason that you don't have to take it down to a bank anymore. You can have that money instantly to go use it at your favorite places. So, definitely highly recommend it.
How do you know what places will give you the best deals on the materials that you are willing to purchase for this home improvement that you're doing?
So that's good. I got to say, the big box stores, I like to do small little places, down the shop, mom and pop shops. I do, but the bigger stuff, you're going to have the big box stores are going to be extremely competitive. Now, I would say make sure when you're doing all your budgeting and you're doing your numbers, just go and price shop. Make sure that people are giving you the right price. I've found sometimes that like the mom and pop shops, they'll give me a better price on some things. I just had to call and ask. So do your research, and this is going to be good. Make sure you're kind of doing apples to apples too, making sure you're finding the same materials and finding that great price. And just like a contractor would, I make sure I call around to everyone to make sure I'm getting the right price and see if there's any kind of discounts I can get as well.
Yeah, and do you get what you pay for when it comes to like home repair supplies? You pay a couple extra dollars and it's going to last a little bit longer, that kind of thing?
Absolutely. And I say you're going to be looking at it, you're going to be, especially anything that you walk on or anything that you pull on. So drawers, cabinets, flooring, spend the extra money on it because you want it to be durable, you want it to last, and the couple extra, whatever extra money that you have to spend on it is going to be worth it in the long run because it's going to cost you way more to replace it.
Yeah.
And also, home renovations sometimes rest on themes. Somebody wants a 1950s theme throughout the house. Somebody wants varied themes in the room. Somebody wants ultra modern. How do you agree on something like that?
How do you agree?
Here's the beautiful part. About the design trends nowadays are very eclectic. I've seen, traditional mixed with modern, people kind of taking, you don't have to do everything that I do on television or everything you see in a magazine. Make up your own style. So if you want to mix a little bit of modern, mix with the old vintage style, do it. There's beautiful, like the bathrooms nowadays, brass is coming back, all this gold brass. So you have these modern elements mixed in with these old traditional 1910, 1920s kind of fixtures. And it's a beautiful mix. So don't be afraid to create your own.
Let me make sure we don't say goodbye until we get a website. Matt, do you have any websites you want to share with us, either HGTV or CoinStar? Or yourself?
Absolutely. You can go to CoinStar.com. Yeah, CoinStar.com. Find the kiosk in your neighborhood for those coins. And, of course, HGTV DIY Network. Find all the shows and get all the inspiration that you need to start that project this spring.
Does the CoinStar website give us locations where the CoinStar machines are located? I know where they are in my town, but like if I'm traveling, can I find out where they are from the website?
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. You just punch in your location, zip code shows you, and they're all over the country. So, no matter where you're at, they're going to be a CoinStar kiosk near you.
Matt Blashaw, thank you so much for being on the air with us today. It was fun. Fun topic.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me.
Rather talk about that than politics any day. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
Now is the time to get that yard in shape for spring, and that means it's time to go see Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. This place is absolutely crammed full of fabulous deals for your yard or garden, starting with a huge selection of Gerber daisies. More colors than you've ever seen, now only $2.99. And camellias, Bob's got them. Many are budded and blooming right now.